guys, Long Haul Larry from the great Yooper state of the UP. And it is time to talk a little bit of snowmobiling stuff, a little bit of goggles. I have found something pretty cool, and I thought I would share with you guys. Anybody snowmobiling out there and stuff, found some pretty cool project. First, I'll show you what's going on outside. Pretty exciting. Well, guys, as you can see, there's some exciting stuff going on out there. There's probably 16 to 18 inches of snow. That snowmobile sitting right there is on top of that 16 to 18 inches. And I actually fired that thing up and just took it out on the power lines because my brother and some friends from Iowa heard about the storm that was happening earlier this week, and they came up here. And what I did is I just fired that snowmobile up and I just drove her out onto the power lines and just kind of checked out the snow conditions and seen how much was out there. And I sent them a short little video showing what was going on, and they all came running up here. But so I parked it there when I came back in through the trail there, and it's been snowing ever since. And you can see we got some decent snow, and it's coming down pretty good right now. We're kind of in the middle of a big snowstorm and some exciting fluffy snow going on. So it's time to talk about goggles. So there's different helmets. There's kind of different helmets for different purposes. In my old trail riding days and stuff, this was my trail riding helmet. And these work really nice. It is a modular helmet. And so what the deal is that you can just pull these clips in front. There's all different makes and models of them, and they have different ways to do it. But this has clips on the sides. You push it, and then you can flip it up, have a conversation with somebody, ready to go riding, flip her down, ready to go. These are actually really nice helmets to have and everything. The problem is this one is very heavy. They're usually modular helmets are a little bit heavier of a helmet. And years ago I had neck surgery. And so I had some plates put in my neck, a bunch of screws. And after that surgery I wanted to go snowmobiling, and I knew that this was gonna be too heavy. And so what I did is I went out and I bought myself a carbon fiber helmet. And this thing is super, super lightweight. Very expensive, but it's what I needed because I needed something that just was super lightweight. And so I bought this helmet, and this has been my go-to helmet. I do have other helmets like this. I have another 509 helmet that I bought. I think it was last year, and it was because it was on a clearance. It was just, the price was crazy low, so I just bought it just to have as a backup. But this is really my go-to helmet. And I see a lot of guys on trails and stuff, and they actually ride with these things. I never can figure that out. This is a much better option. For like trails and stuff, it really seals up. You don't get a lot of airflow through them. This has a heated visor. You put a cord to your snowmobile. It heats it up so it doesn't fog and stuff. These are really nice. When you're doing off-trail snowmobile like that I've gotten into, you're pulling your helmet off a lot. You're pulling it on and off. And it's not just, well, here, I'll just flip it up or something like that. You actually pull your helmet off, because a lot of times you get stuck or you get into a situation where you have to, move the snowmobile around and you got to do a lot of work and stuff. So you just pull the helmet off. And so this is a lot easier to pull off. The strap, it's a magnet, and to pull it off, you just pull on this red deal here and it comes loose and you just pop it off. Very easy. So these are really the go-to item for off-trail people. And people that ride these, you guys know goggles is the problem. Everybody always has a problem with goggles. Goggles fogging up and everything else. And if you don't, you're probably not doing off-trail snowmobiling. You're probably just trail riding or something. Because you're huffing and puffing and you're working that snowmobile and everything, and you're getting, sweaty. We don't wear a lot of thick clothes when we do this because we work a lot, And so if you have this and you're doing a really off-trail snowmobiling, your goggles fog up, and there's all kinds of things you can do. And what used to be is that we used to have multiple goggles. You would carry multiple goggles with you, and I mean, it's just all kinds of different pairs of goggles, clear, and there's a yellow, and there's a darkened one, and you would carry these with you, and you would have these wrapped up in your bag or whatever. And after a couple hours of riding or whatever, the goggles get just a mess. You can hardly see anymore. You pack these away, you grab another pair, put them on. It was a constant thing that you did. And once they start fogging, you can't really stop them. There's anti-fog spray. There's all kinds of things you can do. These wipes and stuff that you can do. it's a whole market just about these goggles keeping off, and everybody buys these things. And I mean, goggles, they can go like $100, even more, and just a plain goggle. Well, years ago, they came out with, and I can tell you right now, one tip that I have for anybody: this is a 509 helmet. Get 509 goggles. I have found that you need to have the same brand goggles that you have with your helmet, because if you buy a different goggle, it won't fit in the opening quite properly, and then you get air gaps around, and cold air is just blowing in through these air gaps and everything. It's better to get, if you got a 509 helmet, or you got a whatever, a climb helmet, whatever, you should always get the same brand goggles. That's just, it just works better. And so what happened years ago is 509 came out with a new goggle, and it changed things. And that was these right here. And I had bought one of these sets when they first came out. Me and my brother, we saw them, and he actually saw them at a snowmobile show, and he talked the guy into selling him the demos on the last day. And nobody else had them and stuff, and I actually bought a pair. This was a pair that I got from my brother, and I bought it from him. He got a bunch of them. And these are heated goggles. They're made by 509, and they're called the Ignite goggles. And there's different names that go with them and stuff, but these are the original ones. They have a battery pack over here on the strap, and you just charge this battery pack up. There's a special plug that plugs in right here. Plug this in, you plug it in a wall, has a little light on there, it tells you it's charging. When it's solid, it's done. And they're really nice. I mean, these have saved us for years now. I mean, I can't think of how many, probably 3 years I think these have been out, 3-4 years, something like that. And these are awesome. And basically all you do, sorry about that, something stuck in my throat, is you press the button, it makes a little beeping noise, it starts to flash, and it will stay on, I think, for 60 or 90 seconds or something like that, and kind of defrost the lenses if you want. To tell you the truth, what I do is I just push it again, and then that just turns them on and leaves them on. And I actually have extra batteries that I have charged. And so when I'm out riding, I just leave them on all the time. Keeps the inside of them warm and everything. And then and when the battery usually goes dead, it's probably usually 4 or 5 hours, then I just swap out the battery and put a new battery on. And that's the way I've been doing it, and they work awesome. These things have been real lifesavers, and I have 2 of these. This is kind of more of a chrome lens on it. This is the yellow ones. You kind of need different color lenses to be able to see in different conditions. Sunny, cloudy, snowy days like today and stuff. There's different ways. You can have clear for like today, a clear or a yellow tinted. Like yellow tinted would be good. It lets you see the obstacles better and stuff. On days when it's a sunny day or something like that, these chrome work a little bit better. They kind of reflect the light off it, so you don't shine so much. And they also have dark ones. You get clear ones. It's all different ones. These would run about $250. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't care. I mean, they were twice the price of these other ones, but these were a lifesaver. And I think my brother has like 4 or 5 of these pairs. The one thing about it is if you go out like today and it's snowing and you go out, maybe you got a clear or a real light yellow or something, and then all of a sudden it stops snowing halfway through the day and the sun pops out. Well, you can't change the lens. You can, but it's a pain in the butt to change it. And so you kind of want to carry another set of goggles with you, and you want to have a darker pair of goggles. The other thing is that this wire that goes up through here, it goes through the goggle frame, and it's actually soldered into the lens itself. And from pulling it on and off and everything, the wire gets pulled once in a while. We've had a couple pair of these goggles. The wires will come loose. You know, it's not the manufacturer's fault. I mean, it's just a thin wire. It's just soldered on there. It's just from tugging around. And to change the lenses on there, they're kind of a pain in the butt, but it's doable. It's not a big deal. Well, this one here, this light yellow one, has actually gotten a couple scratches in it. And I went to a place called M&M Power Sports right here in Hancock, and I went in there to get a new lens, but I forgot to bring my goggle. And they've had, since these have come out, they've had a couple of different variations of them. They're Ignite goggles, but then there's a Sinister, and then there's another one. I can't remember the names of the stuff names. I couldn't remember what the name brand was on it, what the model was of it, and I forgot to bring my goggles with, and so I was like, oh, I'll have to come back and stuff. And then he said, have you seen the new ones? And I said, no. I said, what's with the new ones? I said, I just gave them for a lens. And he goes, yeah, it's made by 509, and these are heated. They also have a fan, and they connect to your phone. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. My goggles connect to my phone? Oh my gosh, I gotta see this. I don't know why I ever need my goggles to connect to my phone, but they do. So I actually picked them up, and I wanted to show you guys these. And these here are the 509 Aviator 2.0 Ignite S1 goggles. These are brand new. I don't think really anybody has them, because I'm going to tell you, one of the guys that came up from Iowa, he's actually sponsored by 509, and we all did like a big order through him. He gets everything 50% off. He doesn't have these. And they had these down there, and I pulled them out, and he started showing them to me, and right here they are. And the first thing I saw was the battery's a little bit different. It doesn't use the same battery. I was kind of wondering, because the plug wires look the same. Actually, they're not. You know what? I thought they were. No, they're different. They won't work. But I was worried about the computer thing in them too. But they come with a different battery case. Now, this is actually not the battery. This is a battery case. And you push the button on it, you slide it up, and actually the battery goes inside there. It uses a completely different battery, and it's right here. And you just slide this down in. I'm gonna figure out which way is the right way here. It's this way. You just slide it down in, and boom, it clips in. The one cool thing about this is that you can get that extra little battery. Now, he thought that you could buy just the battery. I'm not really sure on that yet. He thought that, but he doesn't have it. They're so new, he doesn't have these yet. He said these are still coming. And actually, these are not supposed to be released till January 3rd. And if you go on the 509 website, they're not released till January 3rd. But this guy had some in. He got them in. And so I bought a pair. And the main reason why is because nobody else I got snowmobiling with has them. And I'm like, I got to be that first guy. So I bought them. And here's the cool thing about them. Oh, with the battery, he was saying that he thought the battery's going to be like 40 bucks or something. And then I stopped back in later, and I got some other things, and I said something to him about it, and he's like, oh, I was checking on those things, and I think you have to buy the whole case with the battery. I'm not really sure. And it was like 89 bucks or something like that. And so, I mean, that's fine. All I need is just one. But the cool thing about these is that they have the heated element, same way, but they also have a fan built in the top of them so that it blows air down through them and keeps it cooler. Because I can tell you that this ignites when you run them all day long. You can feel the heat kind of in your eyes and stuff. So it kind of dries things out and stuff. You can feel it. And those work really good, but you know, if you're taking them off and like today and stuff, they do get water, you know, snow and stuff on the inside, and then they get kind of boogered up. But these here have this fan, so it dries everything out, blows all the air out. Also, it's a heated one. But here's the really cool feature: is to remove the lens. That's all there is to it. It's actually held on there by a magnet, and there's a contact point right down here for the heating element, and there's a contact point over here, and it's all magnet. You just boom, and there they are. They're locked on there. So the cool thing about it is it has like 3 different versions, 3 different settings. You can do like a low, medium, high. You can set it on so it's auto. You can set it in manual and everything else. And you can do all that. So the cool thing is that you press the button here, turn it on. It lights up, gives you that blue icon. Now that is on, and there's different modes and all this other stuff. But the cool thing about it is you can get this app from 509. I don't know if my face thing is going to do it on my iPad, my phone here. And I've downloaded the app, and you pull it on here. And I connect to it. And then it comes up on here, and you can actually turn, it tells you the battery level, which is 100%, The heater status, you could turn that on and off, so you could turn the heat on and off if you want to. You could turn the fan on and off if you want to. But here's the weird thing. It tells you the temperature inside the goggles. There's a little computer chip that's up inside here. It's a little module that's up inside here. It actually will tell you the temperature inside of your goggles. And it also tells you the humidity level that's inside of the goggles. That's really cool, because at a certain humidity, the fan automatically turns on and blows it out. So it gets rid of that humidity so you don't get the foggy and everything. That is really cool. And here's the other thing, is he had a bunch of different lenses for it. And so I have this one here. It's this kind of chrome look one here. And to change it, actually I'm going to turn it off. I don't know if I should disconnect it while the power's on. There it goes, turned off. So to change the lens, so you're out in the field and you're snowmobiling or whatever, maybe conditions change, maybe you're taking your goggles off, maybe your helmet gets tumbled into the snow and it gets all wet in the inside and you don't have anything dry or something to wipe it down, you can pull out another lens, and these lenses are 79 bucks, a lot cheaper than buying another set of goggles or something like that, and you just take it, boom, now you got a yellow set. And I also bought a clear set too. And the guy has me on the list. He said that because I want an extra battery for it, because I like to just run them all day long. I don't like to mess with them, and he looked on there and said that he has a delivery coming of extra batteries and parts and stuff on January 3rd. And I actually went on the 509 website when I got home, and that is actually when this goggle is supposed to be released, is January 3rd. They have them in stock. I showed them to my brother, and I can tell you right now, he's looking online trying to get them. He ain't gonna find them, so I know he's gonna be calling me saying, "Go give me a set." But these are newest and latest, and these things are pretty cool, guys. I really like these. I think this is gonna totally change the game. So I'm gonna go get. We're actually gonna be going out today. Well, guys, I have ridden with these new goggles, these new 509 Aviator 2.0 S1 goggles. And I gotta say, they're awesome. I've gotten about probably 4 or 5 times I've been out and stuff with them, and they're just awesome. They've never ever even come close to fogging up. A few times I would stop and be talking to somebody or something, and I'd put my helmet on top of my head and be standing there like this. Well, then all the heat off your head goes up in there, and that's where you get a lot of the fogging from. I would hear the fan kicking on and running it because of that computer thing in there. I just run them on auto, and the battery is lasted and lasted and lasted. It's been really good. I've made it a full day and stuff. I can't really say. I mean, they're well worth the money. They're very expensive, 340 bucks, but the lenses, I mean, 79 bucks. You can just pop them off, change the lens, and I've done that from clearer to a more darker. And when the conditions have changed, and for that price, I mean, it's like 3 pairs of goggles in one. So really, in the end, it really comes out to be good. So I'm really happy with them. So I would highly recommend them. So I'm going to let you guys go. And hopefully you guys find this helpful if you're looking for a pair of goggles. But I hope that everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they watch this here video. And if you're not, you can certainly try that all over again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.